Niger Delta leaders give federal government pat on the back for holistic development plan for the region. Plus, bilateral relations between Nigeria and Cameroon cordial. No killings in Bakassi Peninsula as cabinet members of the two countries meet in Abuja. Good afternoon and thanks for joining us on NTA News Panorama. I am Tessie Justin Bisong. Leaders and stakeholders in the Niger Delta region, led by elder statesman Edwin Clark, say the people of the region are satisfied with the federal government's development plan for the area and declared their interest to fully join the movement. This was after a 3-hour crucial meeting with Acting President Yemi Osinbajo in Abuja. State House correspondent Jide Onifade completes this report. We do apologize for loss of audio in that report. We'll bring it to you subsequently in the course of the bulletin. Moving ahead, the federal government has proposed to the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, the establishment of a sub-regional migration training academy in the country for capacity building of immigration officers. The acting president, Yemi Osinbajo, made the proposal in a message to ECOWAS heads of immigration meeting held in Abuja with focus on fostering regional collaboration towards effective and efficient immigration management in West Africa. Justin Bem Unyi reports.
In the context of the issues of migration, which Africa, especially the West African sub-region, is presently contending with, there are lots of attendant security implications, drug and human trafficking, and other criminalities involved. This meeting, co-hosted by the Nigeria Immigration Service and ECOWAS, seeks to strengthen cooperation amongst member states in the implementation of ECOWAS Protocol on free movement of persons, right of residence and establishment in the light of the prevailing security challenges within the sub-region.
We can share intelligence, we can also exchange information, we can do joint patrol, we can do joint investigation.
Migration management in the region is a cross-cutting issue here. Hence, it should be a flexible and dynamic procedure.
Nigeria's acting president, Yemi Osinbajo, represented, says the immigration service, which is at the center of all global issues, should fashion out practical mechanisms which, when operationalized, will strengthen security and enhance ease of movement within the ECOWAS sub-region.
It really rests on you to put in place, using also the latest technology, to ensure the safety of our citizens while at the same time facilitating free movement.
The acting president proposed the establishment of a migration training academy to be sited in Nigeria.
This government fully understands the crucial role that training and retraining exercises and joint operational collaboration can play in ensuring a safer ECOWAS region.
A 2-day meeting will also be a veritable platform to discuss the strengthening of capacity and synergy towards robust intelligence gathering and sharing amongst relevant agencies of member states. In Abuja, Justin Benui, NTA News.
Meanwhile, Cameroon has refuted media reports of massive killings at the Bakassi Peninsula, describing it as mere fabrication. The Minister Delegate, Ministry of External Relations, Republic of Cameroon, Joseph Dion Ngute, said this in Abuja when he visited Nigeria's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Jeffrey Onyema. Basi Ita Ikman completes this report.
The minister said they were in Nigeria to discuss issues of mutual relationship between Nigeria and Cameroon. The deliberation also focused on the English-speaking residents of Cameroon who have been settled and that the labor union there have since returned to work.
Came to reassure the government and people of Nigeria that Cameroon is a law-abiding country and that no such thing would ever happen.
Nigerian Foreign Affairs Minister acknowledged a large community of Nigerians residing in Cameroon. He assured that the face-off in Cameroon did not have a spillover effect on Bakassi.
So it was very much an internal Cameroonian affair, which has been settled, and I think it really shows the close relationship between the two countries.
Basi Taipang, NTA News.
And to security matters, the National Unity Seminar convened by the Department of State Services has ended with a call on Nigerian leaders to proactively empower the people to rise above agitation. Former Chief of Defense Staff General Martin Luther Agwai, in a paper titled Review of National Security Architecture and Imperative for Peace, says greater attention must be paid to human resources. Lydia Sampson has the report.
The world is awash with reports of insecurity. This, experts say, is compounded by the technology revolution, where violent events are beamed live. For Nigeria to get it right, security experts say it is not just about engaging the people, but ensuring that they cannot easily be lured by the wrong people to rise against their country.
Any security that does not look at the people, the human being, that is the human security, is a false security.
For the immediate past Inspector General of Police, Solomon Arasi, interagency collaboration, increase in welfare packages for police and cooperation of the public is critical.
We have to, take a hard look at ourselves, critique ourselves, look at those things we think, are in line with international best practices and try to adopt them. The world is moving and Nigeria should not be lacking behind.
Other speakers decried the duplication of agencies without what they call adequate funding. Presenting a paper on fiscal federalism and Nigeria stability, Laoyi Jayola, Chief Executive Officer, Nigeria Economic Summit Group, said, with the ailing global economy, the agitations in Nigeria are similar to happenings around the world. A communique to articulate projections is being expected.
Despite all the disagreements and all of that, every person is in agreement that one, Nigeria must be indissoluble, two, that Nigeria must be united.
As the two-day national seminar on unity in diversity ends, experts are optimistic that the positive narrative kick-started here will continue until all Nigerians feel safe wherever they reside, irrespective of differences. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai, says troops must remain alert and vigilant at all times to stop the Boko Haram insurgents from attacking isolated locations. He said this while addressing troops in Damaturu, Yobe State. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa has the details.
The Army boss is on operational visit to units and formations in the northeast, in line with the recent presidential directive urging service chiefs to relocate to Maiduguri, the epicenter of the insurgency.
No time for us to rest.
Lieutenant General Buratai enjoined troops to cooperate with other security agencies to rid the area of the remnant of Boko Haram.
What the terrorists will continue to do is to attack isolated locations and then take some areas that are isolated or very, very vulnerable places to embarrass everybody. This, we must stop it and ensure that we continue to push them out and clear them accordingly.
At the palace of the Emir of Damaturu, the Chief of Army Staff appealed for proactive, credible information regarding the Boko Haram sleeper cells location.
The district heads, the village heads, down to the ward heads, being the most closest authority to the masses. And we advise them to feel free in giving the useful advices and make sure that the information will reach and nothing bad will reach them.
From Damaturu, Yobe State, Ismail Musa.
Still talking security, the Nigerian police force, through its Operation Absolute Sanity, has arrested and paraded 40 suspected kidnappers. The exercise was undertaken by the first public relations officer, Jimo Moshood, in Rijana, Kaduna State. Joseph Orok reports.
There has been several kidnap cases along Kaduna-Abuja highway, which prompted the Inspector General of Police to set up Operation Absolute Sanity to fight. The suspects operate in group, with some of them specializing in coupling and dismantling arms.
In the process of arresting them, we've been able to get deep down to their camp, locate their camp, equally rescue some of their kidnapped victims that were in their captivity at the time they were arrested.
Dangerous and illegal items, including 5 pump actions, 10 double barrels, 3 AK-47 rifles, assorted handsets and watches, were also discovered from the suspects. Some of them confessed their involvement, while the community thanked the police for fighting criminalities in the area.
We thank God for the action that government has taken now.
32 suspected kidnappers who have been terrorizing people along the Kaduna-Abuja highway were last week paraded before newsmen. Joseph Orok, NTA News.
You can watch this news live online via the NTA mobile app, which you can download on your Android device at the Google Play Store or at the Apple Store if you use devices with iOS. We'll take a quick break now. Panorama continues in a moment. Stay with us.
The struggle for independence had been a long and tough one. Our founding fathers and compatriots sacrificed their comfort and even shed their blood. We cannot at this point in history afford to spirit away their sacrifices for immediate but temporary gains of today. Let us emphasize what unites and not what divides us. Working for the unity of purpose with a stronger vision for a better tomorrow. NTA, growing with the nation.
Together, no matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together. Let's stop fighting each other. Let us live as one. It doesn't matter where you come from, your tribe or religion, man, woman or child. It doesn't matter who you are. Put Nigeria first. No matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together.
How can we develop when we're always in crisis? Families have become refugees in their country. No matter our differences, show some understanding.
No matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together.
Nigeria, the only country we can train with remarkable potentials to excel. Let us believe in ourselves and change our attitude for the sake of our country and generations unborn. Let us revive our cultural values, which are our essence as a nation. Let us renew the spirit of patriotism and hope in our dear country. Do not take or give bribe. Be punctual always. No more African time. We can't expect to be global citizens and operate on African time. Join the queue. Insist that people are attended to on a first-come basis, no matter who they are or where they come from.
Nigeria, good people, great nation.
You're still watching News Panorama coming to you live on NTA. Federal government and the United States of America have pledged to work towards improving national food production and security in Nigeria. This was the conclusion at the end of the 5-year Nigeria-USAID Agriculture Development Program. Musa Baba Aliyu reports that the Federal Ministry of Agriculture is to take over the program.
The Nigeria-USAID's 5-year agricultural project was designed to address critical issues hindering the agricultural sector in Nigeria.
But agriculture is worthwhile.
Key players in the implementation of the project say there have been significant improvements in the production of maize, soybeans, cocoa and sorghum, as well as aquaculture.
We have shown that agricultural activities, both farming and non-farming, can be a good business if done in a professional, business-like way.
It is estimated that over 1 million farmers who participated in the project produced 3 million metric tons of commodities worth 396 billion naira.
Over the past 5 years, Markets 2 has worked with 1.4 million rural households, assisting them to increase their yields and income, access finance and innovative technologies.
The Federal Ministry of Agriculture is aware of the very good work that Markets has been doing and is positioning itself
to take over from where they have stopped so that there won't be any backlash.
In Abuja, Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
The House of Representatives has implored the Nigerian Export Promotion Council, Ministry of Finance and other export licensing agencies to strengthen their collaboration and fish out those involved in fraudulent export of Nigerian wood and timber. The advice came from the House Ad Hoc Committee investigating alleged massive corruption in the export of wood from Nigeria. National Assembly correspondent Ignatius Nko takes it from here.
It is not this investigative hearing followed the resolution of the House of Representatives to sanitize Nigeria's forestry industry and block revenue leakages in the sector.
And people are just moving woods outside the country. Please, all of us, we should put our heads together. Are we going to revoke all the licenses and approvals given to these people so that proper documentations will take place?
Members of the committee observed over $500 million difference between the figure from Nigerian Customs Service and their Chinese counterparts on the amount of woods exported to China.
There are disparity between the figures which my colleague raised last time from the customs in China and what the federal government is giving. And the reason is simple. They don't have proper documentation.
Please tell us the truth of what is happening, the level of conspiracy, or even if it is beyond you, let us know. And then who do you suspect that is creating this problem?
We have cause to see so many containers of this consignment that did not meet the requirement for exportation.
We receive complaints of massive deforestation of Pandem Game Reserve.
Inadequate documentation, lack of modern equipment, and exporters not being in the tax net were identified as some of the major challenges towards checking fraudulent export of Nigerian woods.
We do buy woods in every state, and we pay every amount before the lifting of such wood.
The investigation continues. From the National Assembly, Ignatius Nko, NTA News.
The federal government has granted pioneer status to the creative industry in a landmark move aimed at transforming the industry to a creative economy for job creation. The Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, said the decision to grant the industry pioneer status is in fulfillment of the promise made by the acting president, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, at the opening of the Creative Industry Financing Conference in Lagos. Anthony Fosin reports.
The pioneer status will avail companies making investments in the creative industries enjoy a tax holiday from the payment of corporate income tax and withholding tax on dividends from pioneer profits for an initial period of 3 years, extendable for 1 or 2 additional years. The tax relief covers music production, publishing and distribution, as well as online digital distributions, photography, production and post-production of digital content for motion pictures, videos, television programs, commercials, distribution and exhibition of digital movies, animation, videos, television programs and publishing of books, development and publishing of ready-made software for operating systems, software applications and computer games. The minister reiterated that the move is a shot in the arm for the creative industry, as it will form as a catalyst for investments in the industry by responding to the quest to spur the establishment of world-class studios in Nigeria for the production and post-production of movies and musical videos. He said the need to grant pioneer status to the creative industry as well as tackle piracy were among key issues raised by participants at the Creative Industry Financing Summit. He maintained that the move is necessitated by the importance attached to the industry by the federal government, that these issues are now being handled with utmost urgency. In addition, the minister said the Anti-Piracy Committee, comprising representatives of the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture, industry stakeholders, and the police, has been set up to work at modalities for tackling piracy in a lasting and sustainable manner, saying the federal government is determined to do more for the sector in order to allow the creative talents of youth blossom, as well as create jobs and position Nigeria as a global hub for the industry. In Abuja, Anthony Forson, NTA News.
Nigerians have been advised to keep alive the nation's forebearers' vision of unity and progress through promotion of mutual relationships. This was the thrust of the message of the Nigerian Television Authority to the 2017 Planning Committee of the FRCN, NTA and VON Carol of 9 Lessons. Gloria Kanem reports.
A teaser from the 2016 Christmas Carol. Ahead of this year's celebration, a committee is being inaugurated by the Director General of the NTA, Yakubu Ibn Mohammed, represented by the Executive Director, Administration and Training, Steve Egbo. He enjoined the team to propagate the message of patriotism, peaceful coexistence, and the fear of God.
As far as I'm concerned, religion shouldn't be an issue. Those who use religion as an issue are those who are deliberately creating a disconnect within the body politic. They are wrong.
Members of the committee are drawn from the Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria, Voice of Nigeria, and the Nigerian Television Authority, the host for this year's Carol of 9 Lessons.
There should be unity of purpose within the Christendom.
Let us preach reconciliation. Let us preach love.
The planning committee, as inaugurated, will find the wisdom, will get the wisdom to carry through and to present a beautiful showpiece again in 2017.
It is hoped that the 2017 service of 9 Lessons and Carols will help to foster peaceful coexistence amongst the nation's ethnic groups. In Abuja, Gloria Kanem, NTA News.
The wife of the president, Aisha Muhammadu Buhari, says she remains steadfast in promoting health and the general well-being of women and children in the country. Mrs. Buhari stated this during the 2017 edition of August meeting in Owerri, the Imo State capital, put together by the wife of the governor, Nkechi Okorocha. State House correspondent Aliu Kabiru reports.
The wife of the president was received at the Imo Airport, Owerri, by the governor of the state and his wife, and proceeded to Hero Square, the venue of the event. The August meeting was initiated by Nkechi Okorocha in 2011 with the aim of bringing women together to chart a new course for fostering unity, peace and development. This year's edition, with a theme, Building Bridges of Friendship Across the Niger, brought together women from across the 6 geopolitical zones of the Federation, which the wife of the president described as genuine commitment for women to discuss the socio-economic and developmental issues that will accelerate peaceful coexistence, unity and progress of the country.
We as wives and mothers have an enormous task of building social bridges of friendship that will foster love, understanding and peaceful coexistence. I want to encourage you to continue with this initiative that promotes the work of womanhood, including their talent, energy, experience, strength, and spirit.
The governor of Imo State, who strongly believed in the unity of the country, alongside his wife Nkechi, reaffirmed their commitment to give priority to the developmental programs of enhancing the lives of women and children in particular and humanity in general.
Our slogan is, there is strength in unity. And as mothers, we are desirous of promoting unity.
Let's continue to pray for our president and pray for our nation and pray for the good people of Nigeria and those who believe in the unity of this country.
The wife of the president, who was supported by the wife of the Senate President, Toyin Saraki, from Owerri, Imo State capital, Aliu Kabir, NTA News.
And now to sports. IAAF World Championship begin Friday with London, with events transmitted live on NTA. Details of these and more on Sports Updates with Tamara Abiwe.
3
Nigerian athletes and one official secured their visas midweek to join Team Nigeria in London as the 16th IAAF World Athletics Championships begin Friday. The championships, which will end August 13, will have a record 2,038 athletes from 215 teams compete in 22 events.
I recall that my performance in the World Championship and beyond was exciting because athletes were very motivated.
Jamaican sprinter Usain Bolt and British distance runner Mo Farah will both call time on their illustrious careers at this edition of the championships. NTA will telecast live the event from the championships in London. The Nigeria Association of Women in Sports, NAWIS, has called on the federal government to intervene in the alleged disqualification of one of their members, Rosa Collins, from contesting for the presidency of the Athletics Federation of Nigeria. The group, which converged on the Unity Fountain in Abuja, marched to the Federal Secretariat to register their displeasure over the conduct of the election. The Nigeria Police are set to represent Nigeria in the World Police and Fire Games in Los Angeles, California, scheduled for 7th to 16th August 2017. Nigeria is competing in 9 events, which include athletics, judo, and golf.
Our athletes have made promise to make Nigeria proud.
In boxing, former heavyweight world champion Vladimir Klitschko Thursday announced his retirement from the sport, ruling out a rematch with Anthony Joshua, who knocked him out in his last fight at Wembley Stadium in April. With sports updates, Tamara Ebiwe, NTA News.
Before we go, a quick reminder that you can watch all our stories and much more when you log onto our website, www.nta.ng. And that's it on News Panorama. Thank you so much for watching. Do have a good afternoon.